Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. What if one simple visit could change two lives forever? In today's emotional story, CEO Tung returns to the peaceful farm to see Ly Tu Anh, only to receive the most life-changing news of his life. In a quiet, heartfelt moment, she reveals that she is pregnant. Shock turns into overwhelming joy as Tung realizes he is about to become a father. From that moment on, their love grows deeper, transforming into something even more meaningful, a small family filled with hope, warmth, and unconditional love. Sparkling Heart. This is not just a love story, it's a journey of trust, happiness, and the beginning of a beautiful new chapter. Backhand index pointing right. If you enjoyed this touching story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to support us and discover more heartfelt stories every day. Speech balloon. Leave a comment and tell us what you think about this special moment. The late afternoon sun stretched gently across the quiet farmland, bathing everything in a soft golden glow that made the entire place feel like a peaceful dream. Ly Tu Anh stood near the wooden gate of the farm, her fingers lightly gripping the worn surface as she looked down the long dirt path leading to the entrance. Her heart was restless, beating faster than usual, not because of fear, but because of anticipation. Today was different. Today, CEO Tung was coming to see her after days of being apart, and the thought of seeing him again filled her chest with warmth and nervous excitement all at once. The breeze carried the faint scent of fresh grass and soil, brushing softly against her cheeks as if trying to calm her racing thoughts. Around her, the farm was alive in its own quiet rhythm, chickens clucking in the distance, leaves rustling gently in the wind, and the occasional chirping of birds perched on the tall trees nearby. It was the kind of place where time seemed to slow down, where worries faded into the background. Yet for Ly Tu Anh, this peaceful setting only made her emotions feel even more intense. She placed a hand over her chest, trying to steady her breathing, but the small, precious secret she was holding inside made it impossible to stay calm. In the distance, the low hum of an approaching car broke through the stillness. Her eyes immediately lit up as she recognized the familiar sound. A sleek black car slowly appeared at the end of the path, moving closer with each passing second. Her lips curved into a soft smile, but her eyes shimmered with something deeper, love, longing, and a hint of nervousness about what she was about to share. As the car came to a stop, time seemed to pause for just a moment. The door opened, and CEO Tung stepped out, his presence as steady and composed as ever, yet there was a softness in his expression that only appeared when he looked at her. The moment his eyes met hers, the distance between them no longer mattered. Without hesitation, he walked toward her, his steps quickening as if he too had been counting down every second to this reunion. Ly Tu Anh didn't wait either, she ran toward him, her heart leading the way. When they finally met, he pulled her into his arms without a word, holding her tightly as though afraid she might slip away if he loosened his grip. She buried her face against his chest, feeling the familiar warmth and safety that only he could give her. In that embrace, all the longing, all the quiet nights spent missing each other, melted away. Neither of them spoke, yet everything was understood. But deep inside, Ly Tu Anh knew that this was only the beginning of something much bigger. Today, she wasn't just welcoming the man she loved back into her arms, she was about to change both of their lives forever with a single, life-altering truth. They slowly walked together toward the familiar wooden bench in front of the farmhouse, their hands still intertwined as if neither of them wanted to let go. The world around them remained calm and quiet, but inside Ly Tu Anh, emotions swirled like a storm waiting to be released. She could feel the warmth of Tung's hand, steady and reassuring, yet her own fingers trembled slightly in his grasp. Every step closer to the bench felt like a step closer to a moment that would change everything. When they finally sat down, A gentle silence settled between them. Tung turned to look at her, his gaze soft yet searching, as if he could sense that something was different. He brushed a loose strand of hair away from her face, his touch lingering just a little longer than usual. "You seem nervous," he said quietly, his voice filled with concern but also tenderness. "Is everything all right?" Ly Tu Anh lowered her eyes for a moment, gathering her courage. Her heart pounded so loudly she wondered if he could hear it. This wasn't just any news, this was a turning point, a moment that would bind their lives together in a way neither of them could ever undo. She tightened her grip on his hand, drawing strength from his presence. Then, slowly, she lifted her gaze to meet his. Her lips parted, but for a second, no words came out. Emotion caught in her throat, making it hard to breathe. Finally, in a soft, trembling voice, she whispered, I have something to tell you." Tung's expression grew more serious, his attention fully focused on her now. The world seemed to fade away, leaving only the two of them in that fragile, suspended moment. Ly Tu Anh took a deep breath, her eyes glistening with unshed tears, not of sadness, but of overwhelming emotion. "I'm pregnant," she said, her voice barely above a whisper, yet clear enough to shatter the silence around them. For a brief second, everything stood still. Tung blinked, as if trying to process what he had just heard. The words echoed in his mind, repeating over and over until their meaning finally settled into his heart. You're pregnant?" he asked, his voice filled with disbelief, but also a growing spark of something brighter. She nodded gently, her eyes searching his face, afraid yet hopeful. And then, in an instant, everything changed. The shock in Tung's expression melted into pure, uncontainable joy. A wide smile spread across his face, his eyes lighting up in a way she had never seen before. He let out a breath that turned into laughter, a deep, heartfelt sound that carried all the happiness he could no longer hold inside. Without thinking, he stood up abruptly, pulling her up with him. Before she could react, he lifted her into his arms and spun her around, his laughter echoing across the quiet farm. "I'm going to be a father," he said, almost in disbelief, yet his voice overflowed with pride and excitement. "Tu Anh, we're going to have a child." Ly Tu Anh clung to him, her own tears finally falling as she laughed through them. The world around them seemed brighter, warmer, as if even the sky was celebrating with them. In that moment, nothing else mattered, no past struggles, no future worries. There was only joy, pure and overwhelming, filling every corner of their hearts. And as Tung held her tightly, he knew that his life had just found a new, deeper meaning, one that began with the tiny, precious life they had created together. After the whirlwind of laughter and joyful disbelief, everything slowly softened into a quieter, deeper kind of happiness. Tung gently set Ly Tu Anh back on her feet, but his hands never left her. It was as if he needed to keep touching her, to reassure himself that this moment was real, that she was real, and that the life growing inside her truly existed. His eyes, still shining with emotion, softened as he looked at her, no longer just as the woman he loved, but as the mother of his child. He guided her to sit down again, this time more carefully, his movements filled with a tenderness that hadn't been there before. Every gesture, every glance, carried a new sense of responsibility and devotion. Kneeling slowly in front of her, Tung hesitated for a brief moment, almost as if he was overwhelmed by the significance of what he was about to do. Then, with a deep breath, he placed his hand gently on her belly. The world seemed to fall silent again, but this time it was not out of tension, it was out of reverence. His touch was soft, almost sacred, as if he feared that even the slightest pressure might disturb the tiny life inside. His thumb moved slowly, caressing her belly in small, careful circles. A smile formed on his lips, but his eyes grew misty, filled with emotions too deep to fully express in words. He leaned closer, lowering his head slightly, as though he wanted to be nearer to the child, even if it was still too early to feel anything. "Hey, little one," he whispered, his voice gentler than ever before. "Can you hear me?" Ly Tu Anh watched him in silence, her heart swelling at the sight. She had never seen him like this, so open, so vulnerable, so full of love. This was not the confident, powerful CEO that the world admired. This was a man discovering a new part of himself, one shaped entirely by love and the promise of fatherhood. Tung continued to stroke her belly, his voice soft but steady. "Grow well, okay? Don't make your mother too tired," he said with a small, emotional laugh. "Your mom is very strong, but I'll take care of both of you." He looked up at Ly Tu Anh then, his gaze filled with determination and warmth. "I promise," he said quietly, "I'll be there for you, for both of you. No matter what happens." Tears slipped down Ly Tu Anh's cheeks, but she didn't wipe them away. She let herself feel everything, the love, the safety, the overwhelming sense of belonging. She reached out and cupped his face, her fingers trembling slightly as she smiled through her tears. "We'll do this together," she whispered. The sun was beginning to set, painting the sky in shades of orange and pink, wrapping the farm in a peaceful glow. In that moment, the world felt still, as if time itself had slowed down just to give them space to hold on to this happiness. They stayed like that for a long time, him kneeling beside her, his hand resting protectively on her belly, and her fingers gently intertwined with his. No grand promises were needed, no dramatic words. Everything that mattered had already been said in the quiet, unspoken connection between them. On that simple farm, surrounded by nature and silence, a new chapter had begun, not just of love, but of family. And in the fading light of that beautiful evening, they were no longer just two people in love. They were becoming something more, a home for the life that was yet to come.
Hello, xin chào tất cả các khán giả của kênh Ly Tu Anh Review. Vậy là câu chuyện của chúng ta ngày hôm nay đã kết thúc tại đây. Nội dung câu chuyện hôm nay của chúng ta thì đã kể về việc đó chính là sau cái buổi ra mắt nhà mẹ CEO Tùng của Tú Anh, thì hôm nay Tú Anh đã ngỏ lời muốn mời mẹ của CEO Tùng đến thăm nông trại của cô. Mẹ của CEO Tùng rất là vui mừng vì đây là lần đầu tiên bà được đi đến một nông trại, nên bà đã nhận lời Tú Anh và cả ba người đã có một buổi tham quan nông trại của Tú Anh rất là vui vẻ, cùng nhau ăn cơm, cùng nhau làm việc nông và cùng nhau thu hoạch rau. Mọi câu chuyện hấp dẫn về Tú Anh và CEO Tùng còn được kể ở các câu chuyện tiếp theo. Các bạn hãy đón xem các video tiếp theo sẽ được phát sóng hàng ngày trên kênh Ly Tu Anh Review nha. Cảm ơn các bạn, xin chào.